ربنا إني أسكنت من ذريتي بواد غير ذي زرع عند بيتك المحرم ربنا ليقيموا الصلاة فاجعل أفئدة من الناس تهوي إليهم وارزقهم من الثمرات من آمن منهم بالله واليوم الآخر إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم الله يا الله لمن حمده الله
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes and then Sheikh Hassan is going to talk for about 10 minutes. Alhamdulillah, so I think it's important that we talk about why we're doing this quoting series. It's important for some reason, but I want to back up to this morning from there. So this morning, both of us woke up this morning. We didn't realize that a masjid had been lit on fire in Texas. I mean, some of us might know, and I followed the story all day. I didn't speak about it until I heard that the fire department has decreed that the fire was started by a person. So I didn't want to come out and say that this masjid was burnt down by somebody until we knew for sure that it was burnt down by somebody. So the reason I wanted to start with that is because a lot of times extremism begets extremism. So we have people on one side yelling and clamoring and shaking. On the other side, become afraid. So they do the same thing. They start to become frightened. They start to raise their paper sabers. They start to have kalam fadi. They start to have all this empty threats. But pretty soon, some side escalates it to violence. Then the other side escalates that violence further until we see what we have today. where we have 3 children, 3 young adults got down in their home, and we have a masjid lit on fire. We have hundreds of people dying in drone attacks across the world, and we have bombings, and we have everything else on both sides. Just adding to the disaster that we see. So we really have to be able to explain these ayahs. We really have to be able to explain these verses and what they really mean, so that we can get involved in the dialogue. Right now, Muslims who are in the middle, who don't have Muslims that don't have a voice, aren't speaking. We're not saying anything. We're not involved in the discussion. We have groups on So we have to not only teach what these verses mean, but you guys who come over the next 3 days have to be able to teach your friends and neighbors what these mean. You have to be able to correct people when they say, the Quran says that you kill all non-believers. You have to say, well, that's not true. What it says is this, and in the context, and you go through those things, huh? Or they say the Bible's a book of love. You can say, yes, it is. It also has this word and this word and this word. So we can learn how to explain our revelation to people. There is no idiot's guide to revelation. There is no book you can go get at Barnes & Noble that explains the Quran for an idiot. We have to think about it for a minute. We have to sit with people who understand it. We have to look at it holistically. And until we've done that, then we're going to keep falling into these same traps that we see over and over again. So it's important that we as a community of Muslims and people of other faiths learn what the Quran actually says. Learn what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what God is actually telling us to do. And then implement that into our lives, implement that into our teachings. But if we just mindlessly read it without any context, without looking at it holistically, looking at the whole revelation, then we're going to keep falling into these same problems. And we're going to see a lot more young people die. We're going to see a lot more massages lit on fire. We're going to see a lot more bombings. So that's why we wanted to do this. We wanted to have a way to reclaim our voice, to write our own narrative, to take our voice back from those people who are living in caves, to take our voice back from those people who speak with violence. And say, this is not what we believe, and here's the textual evidence of why. That's the point of this from mine. When Yasser and I sat down and started putting this all together, this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to reclaim Islam. We wanted to reclaim the traditions that have left us. We wanted to have this masjid and people in Knoxville and people in Indiana when Sheikh Osama comes who can understand this and talk about this and be able to explain our religion and explain these verses that everyone uses against us, but explain them so they see what they mean. We have people like Sam Harris, Robert Morey, and Abu Ibrahim al-Baghdadi are using the same ayah. That should tell us something, huh? That they might be misunderstood. So it becomes the duty, the obligation of us to learn them and for us to teach them so that we can stop this for the whole world. That's my time.
جزاك الله كل خير. اللهم صل على سيدنا We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this majlis of forgiveness, majlis of our faith, and your will, inshallah. Allah, briefly, there isn't much to be said after Sheikh Ismail, but briefly, let me start from what we ended up with. I think if we think about it and take the emotions, the reactions from our positions, we can look back at our modern history and see that modernity actually actually done us a lot of right modernity when it came to the Muslim world, destroyed the institutions that carried the interpretative tradition of dealing with the wahy, destroy it. The institutions of the ulama is marginalized. The institutions of scholarship were marginalized, and we ended up with democratization of in text. And when that happened, people who have no business dealing with the text, who are away from the text by lunar years, right, are dealing with the text in day to day, and they're interpreting it, and they are acting upon it, and that's what calamities are. Calamities start. When you democratize when you really flatten the field, and scholars just spend their years and years and years trying to understand the philological tradition, understand the theological underpinning of the text, the historical trajectories of the text. Now you end up with people who can say, just because they're literate, they can go to the text and say, yeah, I can understand. I really can. You know, this is what it says. It does not need any experience. It does not need any intermediary to tell me what the text is. And of course, you know, modernity had done us a lot of good, but it done us a lot of bad too. In this regard, done us a lot of bad too. So for us to react to what's going on right now, this is a lost battle. This battle had to, as it plays right now in front of our eyes, was played 50 years ago. Now this is the ramifications, everything we're seeing it. This is a lost battle. This is a done deal. There is no way you're going to change anything in the media or in the attitudes of people now. This is a done deal, right? What we can do is that, and shame on us if we don't do it, is that we don't lose the next battle of the 50 years. And that's what it is about. This is what it is. So when we say, let's claim our message, let's claim the real message of Islam, let's reclaim it. This is not now. This is for your children, the children of your children. This is done. This battle that we're seeing it play right now is already done. It's in the books. You lost it, right? So let's count your casualties and move on to the next battle. And the next battle, the playing field of the battlefield of this battle are two areas. It's the human rights area, and it's the grassroots area. It's in the grassroots area. So listen, we're on in February, and this is Black History Month, right? And if Muslims really don't pay attention to the civil rights movement and how it overcome centuries of segregation, and so we are going to lose again and again and again and again until we lose the ability to trust in ourselves, and that's it. There will be no hope, right? So let us start from now. So the purpose of all of this, as I see it, it's not to change the attitude of 370 million people. That's, you know, or what's going on in the world. That's done deal. We're done with it. So we have to start those discussions so we can start, you know, getting into the people who are around us, getting into the communities around us, open up our doors for others to understand and talk, and not only in theological terms. We have to start contributing socially to the well-being of our communities. Like, forget the theological, this is all great, and we have to have that, and we have to have people who are really articulate in addressing these issues in the 10,000-foot level, right? But the realities do not change just because of that. We have those people. Realities change because you and me are really involved in our communities, and we're visible, and we're serving people, and we're going out instead of investing in, you know, fighting over where to pray and where we do this. If our sisters should sit there or should be in somewhere, let's serve the community outside. And let them speak to us when we interact. Let them send us as a prophet, because it's not going to get easy. This is not, I'm not a gloom prophet. It's not going to get easy. And for long, we really enjoyed the suburban Islam, enjoyed it. But suburban Islam does not change. anything. This is the reality. Islam has always been, and always been, right? From the inner city, you know what I mean? Mecca, the inner city, where everybody is in it, and addressing the issues of people, the issues of food, the issues of equality, the issues of jobs, the issues of, and so on and so forth, empowering people and helping and serving. This is how you're going to change the attitudes of people around us. But if we just keep on complaining about Fox News, complaining about they're burning us here and they're burning us, killing us here, and this is not going to get easier. You think that you're going to have all of this bliss and all of that, you're not going to be tried. You are going to be tried. We all are going to be tried. This is coming. We've seen it back then in 2000, right? And it's not going to get easier, right? So let's hunker down, all right? Let's have good hope, and let's start planning from now for the next 50 years, inshallah. These talks and panels and so are really crucial for us. We are intellectually challenged as a community. We are seriously spiritually challenged, intellectually challenged. Right? We don't have serious discussions about, look, the healthcare just happened a few years ago, and the country is still up and down about it. Did we have internal discussions about that? It concerns the whole world, the whole America had an issue about it. Do we have a voice? Did we talk about it as a community? Do we know what's going on? I'm just talking about, this is just a very silly example. But there are a lot of other really serious examples in society in which we are completely out of the discussion. So this is a way to train ourselves. This is a way to sharpen our message. This is a way to really have an internal discussion so we can bridge our differences, right? And know how to differ in the most beautiful way. This is serious, brother. This is an issue, sister. This is an issue of existence. We take it this way, we'll do better. We put our heads into the sand, and realities are not going to change. The realities are going to get worse. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us. The future is great, inshallah. But let's work for it, right? Let's be part of that future that is going to be great, because if we are not, Allah Ta'ala will change us and will bring some other people who are going to work for that future and realize it and materialize it. It's happening. I have no doubt about it. I have certitude about it. But are we those people who are going to realize that or not? And that's the question that each one of us should ask. Alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khair. I'm really sorry.
Sheikh Hassan, a lot of points, because this is serious business. We really want people to come. We want brothers and sisters and people of other faiths to come with. You know people of other faiths, you know Christians and Jews and Hindus and Buddhists, invite them. Get them to come and have them bring notebooks, and you bring notebooks and bring pens and take this serious, because it is a matter of our existence. We have to get serious. We can no longer, like you said, have suburban Islam. We have a different reality now. All we have to do is ask any one of our African American brothers in this group right now about what it means to be oppressed, what it means to be persecuted, and what they had to get out of it. So Sheikh Hassan gave us some, inshallah, excellent points. But please come tomorrow from 5 to 7, and we're going to have dinner at 8. Please come, bring notebooks, bring pencils, bring your friends, bring your families, and let's have an intellectual discussion. It's not a lecture. We want to have a discussion. We want to have people ask questions. We want to have people be involved. We're going to break down into smaller breakdown groups, and let people be able to have discussions amongst themselves. We really want our community to be educated. We might even go as far as to have one-on-one discussions where one person has to tell the other person what they just learned. We really want to educate this community so that we can go out and win the next 50 years, win the next 100 years, so that we're not persecuted, we're not destroyed. We have hope at that point. Hope for our grandchildren and our grandchildren's grandchildren. Okay, now we're going to return to the Qiyam. I don't know how many more rakats, two more rakats, and then we're going to finish. We're going to try to be finished by 10. But please, tomorrow and Sunday, please try to come. It's very important to bring your friends and your families. It's very important to invite people of other faiths. And just as a side note, we as Muslims should not use the word non-Muslims. People who aren't Muslims don't consider themselves that. It's not like they walk around and they say, oh, I'm non-Muslim. No, they're Christians and they're Jews and they're Hindus. They're people of other faiths. So we should get in the habit of saying that. So we should invite the people that we know who are from other faiths and get them to come so that we can educate them also, so they can be our voice. So they can go out and do what they do. We ask our family like going to a lot of interfaith things, and usually we're the only two Muslims. And when Nashi goes to interfaith stuff, usually he's the only Muslim. So we really need to learn this stuff so we can go out and be involved and tear down those fences that exist between us and them. We lose that binary code and start to be good for the society. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. We just want to do a real quick show of hands of how many people are coming tomorrow at 5 a.m. Because if people are coming tomorrow at 5 a.m., we will cancel it. To make it easy on Sheikh Hassan. And myself, and Zishan.
Great. So there are 2-3 people.
So 3 people? That's fabulous, so that's good. Is that what guys we're going to do it?
Sure.
Yeah, like I said, he'll do it, he's better than I am, so we'll make it nice and fair. So tomorrow at 5 a.m., there's going to be another Qiyam with Sheikh Hassan. Tomorrow morning, so Saturday at 5 a.m., there'll be another Qiyam for about an hour for Fajr is at 6:30.
Okay, so then 5:30.
5:30 here. He wants to do it at 5:30, an hour before. So please show up at 5:30 for the Qiyam, inshallah. And we'll go all the way to the Fajr, inshallah. It's like being back in Egypt. So come tomorrow, inshallah, and then please come Friday night or Saturday morning, Saturday night and Sunday morning.
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين